Welcome back here on Finance Sports. My name is Andrew Hernandez, and today we'll be talking about the regionals for the state tournament in Illinois, and we'll be talking about who's going to be in which regional and the sectional part breaking down. So, current right now in the state. So back in December, they put the teams in subsectionals determined, and they put the hashtag mark. If you go on the IHSA website to check out the assignments on state series information, they'll also have ones with the hashtag by each school who will be hosting the regional. And they'll have the sectional venue where it's going to be hosted at. So we're going to kick off with 1A, and we're going to go to the Hanover River Ridge sectional. All right, so the two teams that are hosting regionals will be Wethersfield and Forreston. So the teams that are in it are Amboy, Anawan, AFC, Depew, Fulton, Galva, some weird school name, Malloy, Eastland, Milledgeville, Peru St. Bede, Polo, Savannah West Carroll, and Newman. So first team we'll talk about is Amboy. So Amboy will play, I believe, Northwest Upstate Illini South game on Wednesday against AFC. Another rivalry game as well. So they'll take on the Raiders. So Amboy, I most likely, see him going to Forreston if they do put him in there. So they'll probably be playing a quarterfinal game as well, or a playing game, and to get into the Forreston regional, because they'll probably be playing that next Saturday for it as well. So technically for like the quarterfinal games for regionals, so most of them will play a Saturday game either on their home court. Will be one of the teams will be playing on their home court, and then the Wednesday of that week will be the semifinals, and they'll be playing at the venue as well. And then that Friday night will be the championships, and sometimes, Wednesdays, if they don't get the Wednesdays, then they'll move it to Thursdays as well. So I can see Amboy, the Clippers. So back to what I was saying. So the Clippers, they're most likely going to go to Forreston as well, because I think they're more towards Forreston. So they're south of Dixon, or they can most likely go to Wethersfield down in Kewanee as well. Next up is Anawan. So for Anawan, this team coming up, so I can see them, going to Wethersfield, because I think Anawan's more closer to Kewanee than that. So Ashton Franklin Center. This team, to the Raiders. So my prediction for the Raiders, they're going to go to the Forreston, put them in there. And then Depew, probably put them in Forreston as well. Fulton, I think it's split between them, because Fulton, they're technically in the Northwest Upstate Illini representing, so they'll probably be, so I probably put them, if they do, because I'm predicting they're probably going to go to Wethersfield for them, because Fulton Steamers last year went to the Sweet 16. And another team as well that went to the Sweet 16, they lost to Scales Mountain last year, who also went on to go state as well in Class 1A. As well, next up, Galva. I'll give Galva, they'll most likely in Wethersfield's regional as well. And then the school out of Kirtland. So I'm just going to say the town technically. So technically, Forreston as well. And then Malloy, I would say Forreston or Galva. Not Galva, I mean Wethersfield, why Galva? Eastland, same thing too, Forreston and Milledgeville as well. And then they'll probably put St. Bede and, Wethersfield as well. So I bet you it'll be a long drive for them for Forreston, because Forreston is technically outside of Byron as well. Wethersfield's in Kewanee. Savannah West Carroll probably in Forreston's regional. And Newman is another one. So Newman out of the Free Rivers. as well. So another team that also fell to Scales Mountain last year, because they fell to Scales Mountain twice. So Newman fell to them in the sectional title in 2022, and also last year, I believe, in the regional semifinal as well. So in subsectional B, so this one, I think the Pecatonica Regional is going to be a really tough one, a super regional, because you might have Scales Mountain and Lee Win in there as well, and Duran, because Pecatonica is a favorite this year in 1A as well. So this team has made a lot of moves as well. So for Pecatonica, I can see them and Scales Mountain, two of the best teams in 1A, facing off in the regional. If Scales Mountain does go to Pecatonica in the regional, or they put them together as well. So for that, so the regional championships, I got probably Pecatonica winning the their regional, and Scales Mountain probably if they go to East Dubuque. For Forston, for Kewanee, I'm probably gonna go with Fulton if they do get put in the regional, and probably the regional, and let's say Wethersfield or Fulton winning that, and then probably in the Wethersfield and Forston one, I probably have to go with probably either Newman if they do go up there as well. So Newman and Fulton will probably face off probably in the sectional semifinals. So in the sectional championship, I could see Pecatonica versus Newman again, or technically Scales Mountain or Newman if they do. Scales Mountain does win it as well, because Pecatonica, you know, they're a really good team as well up there in the Northwest Upstate Line North. They actually won their side of the conference, as I heard. So we'll probably go with Pecatonica probably to win. It's going to be my favorite to win the sectional and in River Ridge. So that's technically my favorite as well to win it. So we'll see what happens, or who gets put in that both sectionals for regionals technically. So moving on to 2A. We go to the Mendota sectional. So this will feature, so sectional sub-A hosts are Erie Prophetstown and Spring Valley Hall. So most likely in this one, you got Aurora Central Catholic, Bureau Valley, Mendota, Morrison, Oregon, Port Byron, Riverdale, Princeton, Rock Falls, Sandwich, Seneca. There are also teams that are looking to be in it. So first of all, for Aurora Central Catholic, so it's going to be a 2-hour drive for them because they're out by the suburbs. So I would say put them in Erie Prophetstown or Spring Valley Hall, whatever. So my projection is, why not put them in Erie Prophetstown as well? So next up, we got the Bureau Valley Storm. So this team has done well because when I've watched them play on Winnebago, and they played well against Winnebago at the Rock Falls shootout back in January. So Bureau Valley, I would see them going to probably Spring Valley Hall or Erie Prophetstown if they get put in any one of those regionals as well. Next up, we got the Mendota Trojans. So another team that's improved from last year. So Mendota, I would see them going to probably Spring Valley Hall as well, to that regional as well. Next up, got the Morrison Mustangs. So another team. So Morrison was also its final year in the Free Rivers going. So it's their final year before heading up to the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference. So Morrison, I could see them going probably the Erie Prophetstown regional there, because you know they're not far from Erie Prophetstown as well. Next up, Port Byron Riverdale. So another favorite to win a regional. So Port Byron Riverdale won a regional last year at Savannah West Carroll, where they beat Erie Provincetown, and they also upsetted both Canton and Mercer County. Not Mercer County. They were not. So they both upsetted Farmington and Canton, who also had far drives as well last year. So both Erie Provincetown and Riverdale met. Also in the regional championship last year in Savannah West Carroll. So my favorite would probably be, if they're in the regional and Erie Provincetown, it's probably going to be them, probably in the championship as well. Next up, we have Princeton, who also won a regional last year and made it all the way to the Sweet 16 team. So Princeton last year went undefeated to kick off the season. But then around this time last year, they lost to U-High out of Normal, giving them their first loss. And they lost twice last year, also to Riverton at a shootout. So Princeton last year won a regional. Last year in Bureau Valley, beating both Hall and Stillman Valley as well. So last year in the sectional, they beat Riverdale, part of the Orient sectional, and then before losing to Rock Ridge in the sectional in Orient because that game. So the game last year when they played Rock Ridge, that game got moved to Geneseo, so more fans can attend this one. So Princeton is another team that went to the Sweet 16 and possibly a favorite as well, because so I project, them playing Hall first, and then Mendota, if they do make it, or probably play Bureau Valley, kind of like reunite the Bureau Valley Princeton rivalry, as I mentioned. So I know this year Bureau Valley did beat Princeton the first time they played at Manlius and down in Bureau Valley. And then Princeton also defeated Bureau Valley again when they played them out in Princeton as well. So both regionals, I would have to say Rock Falls. So Rock Falls, also a team who also won a regional last year for the Rockets. They're coming in 17-9 as well. Record currently right now. So they have two conference teams to end off the season tonight. They have one tonight versus Dixon, and also Friday night as well. They'll end it conference play with Genoa Kingston, up in Genoa Kingston as well on Friday. And then next week they'll play the Orient Chargers and then the Princeton Tigers as well, I believe, next week. So Rock Falls, they're looking to go back-to-back in the regional titles. I know one of them, they're looking to make so this team, I can see them going to the sectional, and they'll probably face off whoever wins possibly the Erie probably wins the Spring Valley Hall Regional. So moving on to subsectional B, so the two hosts are Genoa Kingston and Winnebago. So we have Byron, another really good team, Johnsburg, Marengo, North Boone, Richmond Burton, Radford Lutheran, Radford Christian, Stillman Valley, Crystal Ray St. Martin, and then Woodstock Marion. So next up, we have the Genoa Kingston Regional. So next up, we have Byron. So Byron, they were red hot as well. So they got their second loss last night to Bleacher, another really good team who also played Riverdale at the EP Cliff Workins Classic back in December. So first off, for Byron, I could see him going to Winnebago as well. So I think he'll probably go up to Winnebago or Genoa Kingston, depending on what they do, because they're projected to win probably either both regionals if they do get put in those regionals. So Johnsburg, I think Johnsburg, they'll probably get put in, Genoa Kingston. They're out of the Kishwaukee. And another team out of the Kishwaukee is Marengo. So Marengo, they're possibly get put in Genoa Kingston as well. That projected as well. North Boone, either another team out of the Big Northern. So most of this is mainly Keshwaukee in the Big Northern Conference in this one. So Rockford Lutheran and Rockford Christian, two really good teams who are at the top of the Big Northern Conference race right now. So Rockford Christian, so they end off with Dixon, and then, or they end off next week with conference play. So Rockford Christian, I can see them going to Genoa Kingston's regional, and then Rockford Lutheran too. I can see them both either going to Winnebago or Genoa Kingston, or probably for the regional championship there. If I can see Rockford Christian and Rockford Lutheran playing in a regional championship as well. Technically, it'll be a rivalry showdown because we've seen it in postseason play where rivalries do play. Because I know one year in the regionals, I know Sterling Rock Falls did play in both of their regional championship at Freeport one year. It's happened in this area as well. Dixon and Sterling almost did meet one time in the sectional championship in LaSalle, Peru that year. So my favorites are if they win a regional up at Winnebago or Kingston, possibly Rockford Christian or Rockford Lutheran So I think both of them are going to play. If Byron wins, I think Byron might have a chance to get Rockford Christian again, or unless Rockford Christian beats them in the sectional semifinals. And then Rock Falls also probably winning either against whoever wins Spring Valley Hall regional. So in the sectional championship, I would see another Rock Falls Byron one, because last year Rock Falls and Byron met in the regional championship last year in Byron in the Tiger Den, where Rock Falls did beat Byron, because Rock Falls also last year went to the sectional last year before losing to Rock Ridge, who also went 4th place overall in the state in 2A last year. So the winner of the sectional in Mendota will play at the Sterling Super Sectional in Class 2A. So next up is Class 3A. So for both teams, Rock Falls, they haven't been to the state tournament since '99 when they won it, back in '99. So they're looking to get their second state trophy, or second championship that I call it, or trophy as well. So moving on, we have Class 3A. So there's two regionals. So next up we have the Maple Park Sectional, Canelan. So we have in subsectional A, the Illinois Math and Science Academy in Aurora. Martin Academy was also hosting the regional. Burlington Central, Cary Grove, Crystal Lake Central, Prairie Ridge, Crystal Lake South, Maple Park, Canelan, Plano, and Wheaton Academy. So one of them out of those regionals. So Martin Academy, technically. I accidentally said the wrong school name, so I can see probably Aurora IMSA probably going to a Martin Academy one. Burlington Central probably in Cary Grove, and then Crystal Lake Central, Prairie Ridge South, and they'll probably either get put in probably Cary Grove or Aurora Martin Academy, wherever. So Martin Academy last year went into the Elite Eight. In Ottawa last year, they lost to none other than Metamora as well. So Plano, they'll probably put in either Cary Grove or Aurora Martin Academy, wherever. In West Chicago, Wheaton Academy, another school. So I know Canelan's really good, the Canelan Knights, so I can see them winning a regional as well. Next up is the Rockford Boylan Catholic Regional and the Belvedere North Regional are hosted. So this features Belvedere, Freeport, Harvard, Rochelle, Sycamore, Woodstock North. So both regionals. So first up, we have Belvedere North. So this one, I can see Belvedere going to this one. Freeport, probably in Rockford Boylan's regional. Sycamore and Woodstock North, probably in Belvedere North, and Rochelle and Rockford Boylan as well. So I know I watched the Belvedere Buccaneers in the Sycamore tournament, and I watched Rochelle, I believe, a lot, because I do watch the Hubs a lot. And I actually did watch the Hubs, I believe, weeks ago when they played Rock Falls. And then the Spartans, I have them, Woodstock and Woodstock North. I try to follow a lot of those sports events as well. So moving on to that one. So in this one, I can see Kalen winning it all, unless Martin Academy, it's going to be a battle between them two, possibly, because both teams are really good. All right. Moving on, we have the Pontiac sectional. So in subsectional B is Dixon, Kankakee, LaSalle, Peru, Ottawa, Morris, Pontiac, Sterling, Streator. In subsectional A, Limestone, Dunlap, East Peoria, Galesburg, Geneseo, Metamora, Morton, Peoria, Richwoods, and Washington. So two of the host teams in subsectional B are Sterling and Streator, and Geneseo and Limestone, are hosting the regionals as well. So for the Sterling Golden Warriors, so I did the records for both of those. So the favorites are none other than Metamora to win it, because they have a record of 23-4 overall right now. Dixon, also another one out of the other side. They're coming in with 21-5 right overall. So the Dukes so some of these teams are in the top 25. Metamora, Sterling is actually in the top 25. Dixon as well, they're in the top 25 overall in the state. So I know for one of them, so Sterling Regional, my favorites for that regional championship are the Dukes and the Golden Warriors. So I know we were close from getting a Sterling Dixon in the postseason. I know one year they were close for playing in the sectional championship. So Sterling tonight also plays Galesburg, who is also in subsectional A tonight in the Western Big Six play. And then they'll take on United Township on Friday night as well. So first up for Sterling, so tonight as well, for one of its players, Lucas Austin. So he has to get 20 points tonight in order to become Sterling's all-time scoring leader, because he is second all-time behind Joseph Bertrand from the class of 09 out of Sterling as well. So Sterling has the keys to do it. So Sterling last year won a regional last year in the Dixon one, where they beat Ottawa to win it. They last year almost upsetted the number one team in the state last year, Metamora, was actually at the top ones right now. So they almost upset the defending state champs. 72-70 was the score where they lost to them. Part of the Galesburg sectional. And then we have Richwoods, another team that also made it to Sweet 16 before losing to Metamora. So Metamora is the only team that's won a state title, who are the defending champs. We have Streator, another really good team out of the Central 8, hosting a regional as well. So possibly in the Streator one, I can see Kankakee and Pontiac. Those are three teams I can see going to Streator. In the Sterling one, probably Dixon as well, and Morris and Ottawa, in LaSalle, Peru, because I know they're near Streator as well. Or they might put them in Sterling regional as well. So I know I've talked to some people from Sterling right after the game versus Quincy, and they think that they have the team that can go far in the state tournament. So Sterling, I believe last time was 2008, where they went to the Elite Eight. I think that's the farthest they've gone in the past. I know in 2018 they were close from making it to the Elite Eight before losing to Metamora. I believe that year they lost to Metamora that year when they went to the Sweet 16. So for Sterling, so they might face each other. So the sectional title in Pontiac, I can see Sterling taking on Metamora or Peoria Richwoods in the Pontiac sectional title as well. So last year, Richwoods also, who made the Sweet 16, they fell to none other than Metamora, who also went on to win a state title. And so the winner of that will play the Harvin Thornton sectional of that sectional. I'll play at the Ottawa Super Sectional, who's also hosting it. So moving up to 4A, we'll start off at the Rockford Guilford sectional. So we have Alcogan Jacobs, Fox Lake, Grant, Gurney, Warren, Libertyville, McHenry, Mundellen, Round Lake, Waukegan, and Zion Benton, who is also in subsectional A. And then subsectional B, DeKalb, Hampshire, Huntley, Harlem, Rockford, Auburn, East, Guilford, Jefferson, and Hotteniga out of Rockton. So most of that, so subsectional B out of that. So Huntley and Hampshire, the only two that are not in the NIC 10. So technically most of it is from the NIC 10 as well. So, and then except for DeKalb, who's also out of the DuPage River Valley Conference. So when the DeKalb one is going to be a good one. So DeKalb also beat Sterling last Saturday up in Sterling as well. So it's either they go to DeKalb or Rockford East. So ERAD's also hosting a regional as well. So first off, we talk about the NIC 10. So currently at the top, you have the Guilford Vikings, who are currently at the top of the NIC 10 as well. So other teams that might get put in the regional, so probably Guilford, Jefferson, Hotteniga are probably my favorites. Technically, it would be like an all NIC 10 all conference, you know. And then DeKalb, Hampshire, Huntley, and Harlem and Auburn. So I think one of them will have to get a bye to get in the regional semifinals, because I know for the East one, probably the ranked one will probably be Guilford out of that side of subsectional B. Would probably be the best one, because I think the Guilford Vikings, they've been on a roll, I believe, this season as well. So technically my favorite out of that sectional, I would say Guilford, because I think Guilford would be the next team from the NIC 10 to go to state, because if you follow the NIC 10, it's technically a traditional conference where in boys basketball, you see these teams that went on to win the state, teams like, you know, have you know, trophies. I know Jefferson has a trophy. I know Rockford East has a trophy as well. So who do you think is going to win? So we'll see what happens on Friday as well. So we're back at probably doing some games Monday through Friday as well. So we'll be at the games and probably see what will transpire throughout it on Friday. So make sure to follow the Instagram page, the Instagram at Prime Sports BA15, on Facebook as well. subscribe and also follow both those pages as well, because it helps us grow, and subscribe to the channel to see more games on here or more videos and updates as well. So thanks for watching.